tragically lost our almost 3-year-old little girl to a drowning accident at our home in June of 2012. And shortly after we got home from the hospital, the sheriff came by with, I believe it was a victim witness advocate or something to that effect, and gave me a card with Phoenix Foundation information on it and said, whatever you do, call this woman, call Julie, this is her cell phone. Obviously, I didn't feel like talking much. We had already gone down and made arrangements. It was probably the day after the accident had happened, so we started making arrangements. We were kind of on autopilot. And somebody, one of our family members, said, you need to call this number and find out what it is. So we called, and Julie said she was sorry for our loss. What can we do to help you? Do you need food? Do you need help with expenses? Do you need help with arrangements? We explained that we had made the arrangements already. We had family that would be bringing food over. Thanked her. She said I can help with financial stuff. And it was just very simple, not emotionally, of course, but there was no paperwork involved. It was just, how can I help you? Let me help you. And it was one phone call, and she took care of it. And it was anything we needed after that. She came by for emotional support. She checked on us. She made one of the hardest things, hopefully the hardest thing we ever lived through, seamless and easy. And there wasn't a bunch of bureaucratic paperwork to deal with. And there wasn't, you have to prove your income or wait for this report or turn this in. It was one phone call called Phoenix Foundation. I've seen Julie, and I've helped, our family has helped other families with food, just preparing food, making sure that after a service that families have food, or during the grieving process they have food. If you have that point person in the family, if you can't make the phone call yourself, I've given out the number several times. I say, just make the phone call. And it's her cell phone. It's not a business you're going through. You're not having to be, you don't have to be polite and businesslike. You can call sobbing. She just says, what can I do to help you? The Phoenix Foundation helped more than words could ever say. Her name was Serena Mae, and she was a lively little thing. She was given to our family by my brother when she was born, basically. And we are a blended family. So it's always been yours, mine, and ours. And she became ours. We like to refer to her as the glue that held us all together, because at the time we had a bunch of teenagers and preteens, and that can get chaotic. But everyone loved her. Everyone loved her dearly. Her daycare ladies just adored her. They spent a bunch of time with her because we worked full time. But she liked horse racing, and she liked football, and she liked the color purple, and she liked dragonflies, and she loved these girls and her other older sister, and she loved her daddy very much, and she loved bees. I remember there was one time, shortly after she came into our lives, but after she could talk, because she could fight from the beginning, where she and Taylor actually got into a fight because she would say, that's my daddy. Taylor said, that's not your daddy, that's my daddy. So it was just regular sister time, and she would crawl into Madelyn's bed in the morning. Oh, we should have brought the picture of her when she painted her body. She'd get into Madelyn's nail polish, and I walked in. She'd been left alone for about 3 seconds, and she had painted her toenails, her fingernails, her legs, her knees, all the way up in multiple colors. She hated the car, unless you listened to god-awful music. She liked rap music.
Only 99.1 you get her bobbing her head.
Yeah, she liked rap music. One of the last stories she told me that I'll never forget, on the way home from school one day, she said, "Mommy," I said, "What?" She said, "You see those blackbirds?" And I said, "Yeah, I see those blackbirds." She says, "I'm going to be a blackbird." And I said, "How are you going to be a blackbird? You don't have any wings." She said, "I'm going to go to school and make them, and I'm going to fly with those birds." And she was a thinker. She was a picker. She peeled every crayon they had at daycare, peeled all the wrappers off, peeled the labels off everything. She was taking a nap one day, and he went out to get the mail from the mailbox and shut the door, went out to get the mail, just a regular mailbox. Comes back, and the door's locked. All the doors are locked. Because it was around was it Halloween or Christmas? I forget. Halloween or Christmas. And we had put the candy on top of the refrigerator because she liked to climb. We figured she couldn't get it there. Well, she waited for him to leave. She locked him out. She climbed, used the drawers as stairs, climbed up onto the counter. He's running around frantically because he has no cell phone, no keys. But our house had lots of windows so you could see every move she was making. And she was about two. Climbed across the counter, across the stove, through the sink, got the candy. By the time he broke a window.
At this time, I was either going to break a window. I ended up kicking the back door, and luckily didn't damage that much. So I just put my foot up and said, there was no one in the house. I said either to break a window or kick the door, so I kicked the door open, and luckily I didn't break the jamb or nothing, and took care of it. So then, yeah, it was kind of scary.
She was little, and Taylor and I decided to get a Sharpay for John as a gift, so we took Serena with us, who was dressed like a princess.
Yeah. And all
at
the
the
dogs
time.
wanted her.
And so she picked the puppy, and so we brought little Bonbon home, and she was a Sharpay. I still believe she's part pit Sharpay, but whatever. Oh, I forgot about that part. Yeah. To this day, the poor dog has a crooked tail because Serena loved the dogs.
She's had like 2 turtles. One was Turtle, and the other was Tutu, because the first one died. But she would take the turtle out of the cage, and she'd put it in her purse. And we'd say, "Serena, where's the turtle?" "I don't know." And then we'd say, "Can I see your purse?" "No, it's my purse." And she would hide the turtles in her purse.
Throughout the house.
And then she'd hide her purse.
We were trying to potty train her for a whole week before, because that was her treat to go to the fair for a week, so she didn't potty herself or nothing. Well, the day after the fair, she pottied herself, and we go, "Why did you potty yourself?" "Because I wanted to," because she knows she didn't get a reward afterwards after doing it, because for a whole week she was good using the toilet, and then as soon as she came back from the fair, she just didn't want to do it no more.
Strong-willed. All you had to do was bribe her with seeing pigs, and she was fine, but pigs were done. So much for that.
While we were potty training her, she'd bring her little froggy toilet. She'd, "Look, I went potty," and there's just like a trail around the house.
I remember this Easter, we're desperately trying to get a picture of everyone dressed alike in a nice family picture, and we had a basket of hard-boiled eggs that were dyed. She was eating them whole before we could get shots. We were having to wrestle. That's what's in her mouth in one of these pictures. This is an egg. Thanksgiving, she enjoyed ripping up the bread. That was her favorite part of Thanksgiving, was ripping up the bread.
Hot dogs.
Huh?
Yeah, shoving the plate into the... She had an attitude. And she didn't get her way. She had, "No, that's mine." She didn't want to eat her food, so one day my husband was sitting right next to her, and I was across the table, and she's like, "I don't want it," and she just shoved her whole
We all saw it coming.
plate of food into my husband's arm. He's like...
She wouldn't take naps for any of these girls.
Well, for me, she would.
Me too, she fell asleep when me was babysitting.
For Melissa, she never would take a nap. She said she's not taking a nap. So I'd come home, and
I'd get
I
sent
used
to
to
my
tell
room.
Melissa, "Go to the room. You go back to the room. I'll take care of this." and I tell her, lay on the couch. And she'd fall asleep. And I'd go back to say, go ahead, come on, you come back out now and watch TV with me. She's asleep. I was off work for about 2 months, so, and I had her in boot camp. She was...
That's how she learned to watch horse racing.
Yeah, she could do the crane.
Yeah, yeah, we just, for 2 months, she was like just my little shadow. So, and we bonded a lot. And it was hard at first for me to have her in our life because, and the older kids were already 13.
Shelby was
18, 17, 18. So I remember telling Melissa a couple of times, man, I didn't sign up for this. It was hard. It was like starting all over, but it was hard. But she, like I said, like Melissa said, she kept us all together. She kept us all in check. So everyone pitched in and did their part. So it was a good thing.
And she never slept one night in her own bed.
No. She used to sleep between us, and then finally I had to put a baby bed on my side, and I just watched her. She'd try to fall asleep.
She would wait till
get on her side.
She would like army crawl over to my side and say, "Mommy's good over."
I said, "Get back in your bed." I have to pick her up. So.
She'd end up in my. If all else failed, she was crawling into Madelyn's, and she had a loft bed.
She liked monkeys. Her favorite sound was the monkey sound.
Yeah.
And she eating bananas.
She loved bananas.
Monkey.
Oh, what did she love more than bananas?
Candy milk.
No, more than that. What did we have
gummies.
Fruit snacks.
Those are her. You had to
like
hide those. Yes, she was insane. We had to hide them, and she would stash them in her toys and save them for later.
I always wanted him in trouble.
But there's not a day, and back to the Phoenix Foundation. Yeah, whenever anybody has any problems, I always tell them about the Phoenix Foundation. They do make things easy, and it's like Melissa said, it's not, well, what do you make, or they just take care of it. It was just you don't realize when you're going through grief like that you're really like a zombie, in a zombie state of mind. You can't focus, and they just made things. I don't know, it seems like maybe after our first 6 months of losing Serena, it's like thinking back now, it's like I don't even know where I was or how you even survived, you know. So, but people like the Phoenix Foundation with Julie Norton made things where you could just where they made it where you don't have to be the one worried about anything. Just the grieving process was a lot easier.
The Phoenix Foundation made it possible for us to be able to go to her grave and to visit her. And for those first weeks and months where we'd laid next to her and just to be with her helped.